Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to upholster steps with spindles and achieve beautiful results just like this. This video is brought to you and sponsored by Tools for Flooring and EJ Welch. Tools for Flooring is America's #1 online store for all of your flooring supplies and tools. To get my step cut and ready to place on here and start working with, I'm going to put my tape measure right up against this first spindle and work my tape measure right down under the nosing like it's going to be installed and measure to the bottom of the riser. So 11 inches from the bottom up, and now I want to take another measurement from the side of my step to the center of my spindles, which is going to be 15.5 inches, okay? So this is the bottom of my step, which will be on the riser, so I'm going to measure 11 inches up. Now what I'm going to do is come 15.5 inches over, which will be to my spindles, okay? I want to take and row cut all the way down to my 11-inch mark right there, okay? Now that I've already got that split, I'm going to go ahead and place this on my step. And my seams now are going to be perfectly right in the center of my spindles where it belongs. So I'm going to get this now pushed up nice and snug. Go ahead and make my relief cuts on the side of my spindles here. I want this to be able to lay nice here without causing any pucker here, okay? So having this relief cut is very important. I'm going to go ahead and now stretch this up. If I see any pucker coming up here, I'm going to give my relief cut a little bit more. Again, we don't want any tension at all right here causing a pucker as I make my stretch, okay? Okay, I want to get it latched onto the strip good. Step is nice and tight, it's not going to go anywhere. Just take and push my carpet up here, stick it on the strip right in front of my spindle here, okay? Just as much as I can get it. Now I can make my release cut for this side of my spindle. What we want to do is get this to lay right around here nicely without having any pucker here, okay? Notice I did tear off the edge here and tore off the edge here. We don't need all the extra. We just need something to keep this nice and flat with our pad. This is going to keep this from actually getting stuck on the pad. Anytime it gets pulled down to the tacks, or if you shoot a staple in it, it creates little divots. So this is going to keep everything nice and flat and professional looking. So I've got one prepared for that, and I've got one prepared for this. Now keep in mind, these are already sealed and ready to go. If I had it straight up like this and I sliced straight down, it would be a straight cut. If I push it in just like that, now this edge of the carpet is actually at a little bit of an angle. So I give myself just a little push to throw it off, and I'm going to slice right down the side of that spindle, and that's going to cause it to be a little bit long, just enough to tuck right there, okay? Same thing here, leaving myself just a little bit to tuck. Okay. Make sure I have this exactly where I want it for my seam to go back together nice. And I can push it right there, and I can tell when the two backings of the carpet hit. So now I got this where I want it. I know my carpet is where I want it. I'm going to go ahead and get me a little relief cut here. That's going to be nice. I'm going to jump down here and do the exact same thing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get this side. I got some hot melt glue on my tape and get it glued all down on there. Go ahead and hold this for a second and watch your fibers. You definitely don't want to get glue on your fibers. That'll just make an ugly seam, okay? So just want to hold that there for just a second. No need to seal your seam here because we already did. So I'm just getting some glue here and put this seam together just like a regular seam, okay? You want to take care with this just like you would on a regular seam, okay? Place it here, making sure I can see my backings. Once I get it where I want, I'm going to push the gap together and hold it in place for just a second and let that hot melt glue set. We're going to do the same thing back here on this back seam as I just did. We're just going to repeat the process. I'm going to lift this up, get some glue under here, mash it down in my glue. Adding hot glue and just put this seam together like we did previously. Put it down there and then close the gap. Once you get it, hold it in place for just a second. I'd like to encourage you guys to go check out toolsforflooring.com. Vast variety of carpet tools and supplies. Find everything you need to achieve perfect flooring installations. To keep this video moderately short, I'm going to break it into 2 parts, so be sure to stick around for part 2.